Hello everyone, I am Jerome, and today we will discuss a topic about spiritual self. Now, let me start by asking this question. Are you a religious person? Are you a spiritual person? When can you say that you are saved or salvation is already assured? For longest time, humans are pondering the questions like, why do we die? Why bad things happen to good people? Why are bad people still enjoying their life? Do we really have free will? Or does God exist? As a student, it is vital for you to develop a healthy sense of wonder. Part of this curiosity should be about the range of human beliefs. It is important too that you keep an open mind as you seek to understand the belief system that may not be the same as yours. Now, let's look into the difference between spiritual and religious. So, when we speak of spiritual, it is defined as relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Religion and spirituality are both paths to God. However, they are different in their approaches. A religious person is someone who believes in a God or group of gods, and a spiritual person, on the other hand, places little importance on beliefs and traditions and is more concerned with growing and experiencing the divine. Quite often, religion takes the approach of fear. It emphasizes sin, guilt, and the concept of punishing God. The spiritual approach to God is through the path of love. There is a love where there is no condemnation and judgment, but where there is mercy and acceptance. Often, religion talks of God who is high up in heavens. At times, God is depicted as separate from humanity, who is impartial but impersonal. Spirituality believes in God who is omnipresent and omniscient, someone who is living presence in our hearts. Many religions feel their part is the only way to salvation and that other religions are wrong. Religious people strongly feel the need to convert others to their faith. On the other hand, like the analogy, different paths that lead to the same destination. Spirituality feels all faiths are valid. Spirituality embraces all the world's religion, but at the same time, it is not constrained by any religious dogmas or forms. Religiosity came from the word religion, a term derived from Latin word religare, meaning to bind together or communion between a person and higher being, according to Batara in 2015. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines religion as a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Religiosity pertains to the condition of being religious or attachment to any belief system as measured by its intensity, salience, importance, or centrality in the personality of the individual. Now, there are four dimensions of religion. First, beliefs. Second, ritual. Third, spiritual experience. And the fourth, unique social forms of community. Beliefs are generalized system of ideas and values, while rituals are the repeated physical gestures or activities. Spiritual experience are feeling of immediate connection with the higher power, and unique social forms of community unite in one single community called a church all those who adhere to them. Spirituality is human experience that seeks to transcend self and find meaning and purpose through connection with others, nature, and to the Supreme Being, which may or may not involve religious structures or traditions. Now, what is the difference between spiritual and religious person? What is more important, being spiritual or being religious? So, a religious person is someone who believes in God or a group of gods, while a spiritual person places little importance on beliefs and traditions and more concerned with growing and experiencing the divine. Why is spirituality important? So spirituality is important because lack of purpose in life can be a significant factor in causing anxiety, depression, and phobias. Spiritual practices are associated with better health and well-being. Spiritual fellowship can be a source of social support that may provide a sense of belonging, security, community, and strong relationship improve health, mood, and well-being. We have here some contemplative practices like first, meditation. This refers to mental exercises such as focusing on one's breathing. Second is prayer, a spiritual communion with God or an object or worship, as in supplication, thanksgiving, adoration, or confession. We usually pray every day to connect ourselves to God. And then another is yoga, which is a system of physical postures, breathing techniques, and sometimes meditation to promote physical and emotional well-being. And then we also have journaling. This is another contemplative practice that can help you become more aware of your inner life and feel more connected to your experience and world around you. Now, let's talk on the practice of religion, belief in supernatural being and power. More than 7 billion people practice some form of religion. The number of religious and spiritual traditions that the human population practices is estimated at little over 4,000. Religion is defined as the belief in and worship of the superhuman controlling power, especially a personal God or gods. It is also a particular system of faith and worship. Religion is an experience. Religion may be understood as systematic attribution of human characteristics or behavior to a god, animal, or object. Now, let's try to take a look on the psychology behind religious beliefs. So, according to Stephen Rees, a professor emeritus of psychology at the Ohio State University, he suggested a theory on why people are attracted to religion. According to him, religion attracts so many followers because it satisfies all 16 basic desires that humans share. So this include the following. First, acceptance, curiosity, eating, family, idealism, honor, independence, order, physical activity, power, romance, saving, social contact, status, tranquility, and vengeance. Now we will talk about the classifications of the religious classifications. So we have here polytheism, and who and what is their God. So for polytheism, there are multiple gods. An example is Hinduism, ancient Greeks and Romans. And for monotheism, they have single God. And example, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. For antheism, they have no deities. Example, atheism, Buddhism, and Taoism. And for animism, they believe that non-human beings are God, such as animals, plants, and others. This is common to indigenous nature of worship and Shinto. Now we have 5 major religions. First, Judaism, which encompasses the religion, philosophy, and culture of Jewish people. Second is Christianity. It is an Abrahamic monotheistic religion based on the life and teachings of Jesus Christ, who serves as the focal point of the Christian faith. For Christians, the Word of God is written in the Bible. Third is Islam. It is a religious faith of Muslims who worship Allah as the sole deity and believes Muhammad as his prophet. The holy scriptures of Islam is called Quran. And fourth, Hinduism, considered the oldest religion and is still commonly practiced. In Hinduism, it combines the beliefs, philosophy, and cultural practices of India. And fifth is Buddhism, which refers to teachings of Gautama Buddha. Now let's talk about rituals and ceremonies. In the Philippines and even in other cultures, there are observed rituals and ceremonies. A ritual is a ceremony or action performed in a customary way. Rituals may be prescribed by the traditions of the community, including a religious community. Rituals include not only the worship rites and sacraments of organized religions and cults, but also rites of passage, atonement and purification rites, oaths of allegiance, dedication ceremonies, coronations, presidential inaugurations, marriages, funerals, and perhaps all kinds of human activity. A ceremony is a formal act or ritual often set by custom or tradition performed in observation of an event or anniversary. So where does ritual originate? The general approaches to theories about the nature and origin of rituals are, first, origin approach. The basic premise of this approach is the ritual behavior was part of the human evolution. The second is functional approach. In this approach, scholars focus on empirical evidence gathered through actual observation. The nature of rituals was believed to be defined by its function in the society. And third is the history and religious approach, which holds the view that ritual behavior is an expression of the sacred. It is how the material human connects with the transcendent realm of the ultimate reality. Now we have here classification of rituals, and there are various rituals by various religions. The meaning of every ritual is based on some belief system. First, we have imitative. These are called imitative rituals because these are patterned after myth, and the ritual repeats the myths or aspects of the myth. For example, during New Year's Eve, people tend to use firecrackers and fireworks, which believed to prevent bad energies or they negate them away. Second is positive and negative. So positive rituals are mostly concerned with giving blessings to an object or to an individual. For example, housewarming, or blessing of a new house. On the other hand, avoidance is the best description for a negative ritual. For example, fitting the bridal dress is not good, or it is prohibited since it symbolizes an unfortunate event. The word taboo has been applied to those rituals that concern something should be avoided because it is forbidden. Third is sacrificial. Sacrificial rituals are seen as the earliest form of religion. The significance of sacrifice in the history of religion is well documented, like giving an animal, killing or burning them as a sacrificial offering. And the fourth is life crisis. The basic characteristics of a life crisis ritual is the transition of one mode or stage of life into another. This ritual usually defines the life of an individual. This is evident in events like wedding, like having a prosperity dance during the event, which signify a prosperous beginning of the couple. So that will be all for the topic on the spiritual self. Thank you and God bless.